Obviously, this would make sense for a mid or large size design practice. But let's say I'm just starting out, just getting into the business, probably not making a ton of money, don't have a huge clientele. Is this something I should be thinking about at the moment?
The unfortunate thing about claims is they don't pick and choose when they arrive. They're it's kind of like the weather that way. You have three people here whose entire lives are dedicated to trying to predict when those things are going to happen and at what level of severity. And that's really my entire job, is forecasting what's going to happen to people over the next 3 years. And so there's no timeline for that. You can be in business. I've had home inspectors who were on their first inspection and had a lawsuit as a result of it. There's no way to predict that. But you don't want to start out on a bad foot. The worst thing you can do is go out there and say, I'm going to take care of this later on. Let me get rolling. Let me get some money in the bank. Let me get some bills paid. Let me get my promotional stuff made up. Let me go out there and shake hands with people who are going to refer me business. And then the insurance kind of falls off on the wayside. And then you have a problem. And when you have that problem, boy, that day you forgot to sign that insurance paper is really going to come back and haunt you. So I'm going to say to you that it should be as important as everything else you do to start that business, from opening an actual corporation in a state to signing the lease on your building or buying your equipment. Insurance should be right there on the top of the list of things you do before you go out there and start working for people.
Amanda, I actually want to ask you, at what point did you start thinking about your need for insurance?
Right away, actually. And, some of that comes from my experience being a commercial banker and having to consult clients on different matters. So it is top of mind, especially just the idea that you're going to be walking into someone's home. You feel vulnerable, and so it just makes me think, it's really something important to take care of out of the gate as you're putting all of the other pieces together. And I think this is a great conversation. It's such good awareness that I don't think you can, talk about it enough, especially protecting yourself with contracts and being aware of fraud. And the last 2 years have been really challenging because in every way, in every industry, it's very different. The nuance is slightly different, but I think a lot of designers, especially if you're a smaller shop, and it's why I brought up the fraud piece, you get desperate and you go to find sources and you're trying to get a job done, and you maybe make some decisions that you may not have done earlier. So it's really just important to be very aware of what could happen. So it's a really good, this whole conversation has just been very, very good, educationally wise, just on all the things you should be doing and what you should be on the lookout for. So I appreciated it. It's great.